What's up, y'all? My name's Leticia, and you're listening to Confessions from the Closet, a podcast all about vulnerability and overcoming. It's time we get ourselves unstuck from these boxes and these closets that we've allowed ourselves to be trapped in. We're so much bigger than these boxes we've been in. It's time we go deep, y'all. What is up, guys? Welcome back to Confessions from the Closet. I'm really excited about this week because we have a very special guest. My wife, Mari, is joining us today. This was not planned. I mean, it was kind of planned, but it wasn't supposed to be this soon. So I'm excited. I know you want to laugh at me. It's okay. You can. Just be you.
I am.
So normally, we started back when we were first married, living in what I call the shack, little 500 square foot home inside of a metal building. It was our first home together. We would stay up late and we would, I would be asleep and we'd have wine and we'd just talk for hours. Mm-hmm. And those were my favorite conversations. And we have been doing it a little bit. We've been doing it a little bit lately and having really good conversations. So I'm excited about this because that's kind of what we're doing. We have a little drink because I knew my wife couldn't do a podcast without a little drink. So we're going to get started. Are you ready? Yeah. You good? You want to say hi to everyone? Hi. Nobody's here. It's fine. It's just a camera.
A little awkward. Okay.
I love you so
Cut.
much. So Maddie's the sponsor of this video because she pays for all my shit. I mean, this stuff. Maddie she works full time. She's the general manager of an AT&T store here in Amarillo. If you have AT&T or you want AT&T, please go see my wife. She'll take care of you. But you've been in sales for how many years?
Over 15.
15 years. And you started selling vitamins at a truck stop. Mm-hmm. Tell me about that. You have to do more than answers. I need you.
Yes, I sold vitamins. I was natural drug dealer.
Natural drug dealer. You've never said it like that before. You're super nervous.
A little.
It's cute. You're never nervous. Last time you were this nervous was our wedding day, and there's only 7 people there.
Yes.
It's okay. You're going to get better at this. So Madi, I say all this because Madi is excellent at sales and excellent at talking to people one-on-one and getting to know them and having relational conversations and just making relationships, which is why she's so successful at her job and why I get to be a stay-at-home mom. But me, I'm not good at the one-on-one conversation, but doing stuff like this, talking on camera.
You're better, yes.
Talking to people at church, on stage, singing on stage, that's my strength, which is totally funny because we're opposite in that. So I know this is super uncomfortable for you, even though it's just us talking.
I know.
So I want to start with just kind of your coming out story, since this is Confessions from the Closet. So do you want to just kind of start talking about it, or do you want me to ask you questions? What makes you feel more comfortable?
You can start by asking a question.
Okay. So when did you know? Not when did you come out, but when did you know you were gay?
Oh. Well, it's kind of weird. You don't really just know. You just kind of, when you think back. After you come out, then you're like, oh, yeah. I did think that girl was pretty and blushed around certain girls, or right. It just starts making sense. But
so once you came out then, and you look back and you're like, oh wow, what was the youngest age that you remember having?
I remember, shoot. I mean, I guess I would have to say high school.
High school?
Yeah, I started really.
I was a lot younger than you.
What?
That I remember
No, I remember.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. After you came out, and then you look back, because all of a sudden you remember.
I can't.
Were you 12? I remember being 12, and all my best friends were guys, and their sisters were amazing to me. But I didn't realize that's what it was at the time.
No, yeah, for sure.
So you were like,
For
he's
sure.
super
Yeah,
young. Isn't
yeah.
that weird?
Young too, yeah.
Yeah. So, you're so cute. You get so nervous.
Shush.
I love it. It's usually me that's awkward in social settings.
Well, I didn't prepare myself for this, so I would really
I know
thought about it a
Apollo
little bit
fell
more.
asleep. We were gonna do it tonight when he fell asleep, and then we got home and he was asleep. So we're like, get dressed, let's go. Okay, so I just want to obviously I've heard your story, but I just want to talk about it. If you'll tell me more about like when you came out and like what that was like, the whole process.
Well, I didn't really get the opportunity to come out. I was kind of drug out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, one of my cousins told my mom that I was hanging around with this lesbian and stuff, and which I was,
Mm-hmm.
but that was actually my first experience with a woman.
Yeah, and then did the whole family find out?
Well, at first she asked me, and I was like, no.
You denied it.
Yeah, I was like, no.
And how old were you?
I'm guessing. I think I was like 18.
18 or 19. So
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was 19. So it's.
Well,
can I say how many years it's been? Because then I'm telling your age.
I'm sure everyone knows how old I am. Yes.
No, because you look younger and you act younger than me. I have one of your hairs on my face. So that was 20 years ago.
Yes.
And I've been out this weekend, 9 years. St. Patrick's Day weekend was when I came out 9 years ago. So.
We're only 5 years apart.
We're only 5 years apart. Yeah. She's 5 years older, though, just to clarify, even though she looks younger, in my opinion. Y'all should see her grandma, though. That's why. It makes sense. So you denied it in the beginning. And then,
yes.
as time went on, when did the whole family find out? Because I don't. Eventually, they do talk a lot.
Yeah, I eventually came clean with my mom, and she ended up I guess having a conversation with my grandma about it. Of course, she was heartbroken and wanted her advice, and she just told her that you just have to love her. That's your daughter. You just gotta love her, and that's what broke
like everyone knew after that, or what? That's
yeah.
What
I mean, I'm sure it was. My family. Everyone talks.
Yeah, secrets don't stay.
Yeah, we're all really close, and I'm sure it was talked about immediately. But when I was already out of my mom's house, so I was an adult.
You're grown up.
Still a kid.
Yeah.
Still a kid for sure. Looking back, but out of my mom's house and trying to live life.
Mm-hmm.
And that already I had already went to college, came back, and then met a girl, blah blah blah.
Yeah. Because so you were raised Catholic, so and I know that faith is a huge thing. I mean, obviously it's a huge thing to us, but it's a big thing in your family too. They're very Catholic. But were things said to you as you had just come out, like through the years? I mean, I know things have been said since we've been married, but were things said?
Of course.
About?
There was a couple of situations where one of my cousins told me, I understand that, I heard that you're lesbian, and I just want to let you know that God says that you are going to hell for living that lifestyle. And I will never forget that moment. But
you're not supposed to make me cry. You're the funny one. Dang it, woman.
You're asking me deep questions already.
I know. This is confessions from the closet. I thought we'd get deep and then we could get funny. I didn't want to go funny and then deep. We're gonna
I need funny then deep. Okay.
Well, and that that comment I know is still something that still bothers you.
Yes.
To this day. I mean, because it's hurtful. I think sometimes as humans, we think we're doing the right thing, but we don't know that our words stay.
Mm-hmm.
They don't go away. That whole sticks and stones crap. No, words stay. We never forget them.
Yeah.
Bones heal. Wounds from words don't usually. Did you respond to him?
I just remember saying, I just remember the conversation was very short and brief, and I was just like,
That was it.
and yeah, I was kind of like, that was it. I don't think we've ever talked about it again.
Yeah.
I still remember it. Like, I remember where we're at.
Yeah. Probably
Moment.
what you were wearing. Probably a lot of details because it hurt.
Yeah.
We remember those things.
And of course, nobody wants to be told they're going to hell for anything.
Yeah. Which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if from outside.
And my faith is a lot stronger now. So
then.
now I would have reacted totally different.
Yeah.
I mean, hearing it, because I've heard it recently. And
you heard it again recently?
You know that?
Oh, I wasn't sure if that happened again. Like, if
no.
actually
Not
said it,
him,
or you're just talking about the
someone
video.
else. Yeah.
Someone else.
Not too, honey.
In your family? Someone, like, literally said it to you?
No, not
or,
said
you're
it
talking
to me.
Nobody.
Yes.
I 100% don't think they're going to listen to my podcast. Just so you're. I know.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying.
And that's okay if they do. We love all of them. Just to clarify. This is not throwing shade. This is just real life. This happened. This still happens in 2021. And it hurts and it's wrong. And I'm just going to say that. We love them, but we can't. We're not God. None of us. Thank God. Thank God we're not God. I would fail. Yeah. I feel it being a mom. I could not be God. I feel being a wife. So, yeah. And I think that's why it hurts right now, even just talking about it, because
yeah,
it wasn't actually said, but stuff was said where it was like agreeing with things that we need to be more clear, because I feel like we're just like talking in a circle. A video, which I talked about.
No, I'm not even talking about that.
No? Oh, someone said it to you?
No, someone didn't say it to me.
Oh, I was like, how did I not know this? I'm so lost.
You are.
I know. But like, okay, well then we'll just move to like now. If that was said to you now, how do you think you would respond? If it was a family member saying that.
Oh, I would just, I mean, I don't think anyone would actually just say that.
They did. You don't think so?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
They might think
I'd
it
hope
and
not.
say it behind, but I don't think anyone would actually just say it.
It's just like the internet. Everyone says something online, but they're not bold enough to say it to your face because they know it's wrong.
Yeah.
Thank you, internet. Psych. When you were coming out and growing up, like, so you started knowing you were gay, like high school. And in high school, you know, we're already thinking marriage and kids. And did you think you would have kids?
Oh, yes. I always wanted kids.
You wanted kids? But when you came out,
I wasn't like you, where I was already thinking marriage, kids.
I was. I don't know. I mean, I had boyfriends in high school, though.
Yeah.
And so.
We grew up totally different.
Yeah, we did. I tried I already knew I was gay from a young age. Even when I had the boyfriend I was praying away the gay at the time. Mm-hmm. As I had a boyfriend. And friends with lesbians from art class who I just wanted to be around because obviously I was gay too.
So I didn't know anyone that was like openly gay during high school.
There was
people that, you know, were suspect or people that I thought was, or didn't have actually proof till later on.
Yeah, that's because you're 5 years older.
Yeah.
And then like when I was a junior.
They'd make fun of you. I mean, you were shamed. It wasn't. Yeah.
It was
now
still new.
You see kids holding hands.
Which is crazy.
I know.
Well, we're like, I mean, obviously we're openly married and I serve on our worship team at church and our kids have been dedicated. Yeah. But like we look at other younger lesbian or gay couples that come into our church and they're like all holding hands and we're just like, because we had to hide it for so long. Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, is always our hope as sharing our life is to hope that it would be easier for the next generations. Mm-hmm. And I know that's the same case for the generations before us. But yeah, when I was a junior, so you were in college, when I was a junior, there was a couple, or like a handful of openly out girls. And I don't know that they got made fun of, but it was just like, it was new. And then I remember when I was like leaving school, there was more. And then I was my freshman year in college. There was like way more people came out that were friends that I had played basketball with that were still in high school.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like after we left school, then it was just like becoming way more acceptable, that's awesome. I'm glad, I wish it was easier. I don't think I would have been ready to come out in high school though, emotionally and everything, because faith was such a thing for me. Did you wrestle with that? Like, if I'm gay, I mean, I know your cousin said that to you, but like, did you think that if you were openly gay, like before you came out, did you ever wrestle with that thought?
Mm-hmm.
That you would be like they say, an abomination and
Oh yeah,
won't inherit the kingdom of God, and
yeah.
Did that make it harder to come out?
Of course.
So how did you just decide? You just were like, I can't fight this anymore?
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's what it was. You meet. Well, I mean, of course, you date guys, and you're kind of just there.
Mm-hmm. You're so cute. You're giving like really short answers, and I'm like, I'm trying to help you by talking, but I feel like I'm over talking you. But you don't need to be nervous, honey. It's just us.
I know.
Does it make you nervous to talk about this, knowing it's going to be out?
I mean, no.
I'm just asking. I mean, because I just forced you to be on it because you don't have a choice. But big dreams and goals. I need my wife on here.
What was the question you asked me?
Did you think you'd have kids?
Oh, yeah.
Because you said that I was different in high school. Like, I was like, oh, one day I'll get married and have kids. You go to college, you get married, you have kids. That was like the dream that we were sold.
Well, you also were probably in a serious relationship in high school.
Yeah, I was with a guy for 4 years.
Yeah, so I didn't.
2 years in high school, 2 years in college. And you weren't, which is another thing that we were different. You dated someone, but you were never in like a long-term relationship.
I tried to be, but
You're just not a good faker.
Yeah.
You're not. I love that about you. Sometimes
obviously it was.
You just don't. Well, you're just not. You don't try to be something you're not. You never have tried to be something you're not. I think that's why one of the qualities I love about you. You're not. There's no BS. You're just you. So, You've
also known an older version of me too. I've lived a lot.
Yeah, but I don't think you've ever tried to be something you're not. I just think you've always been you. I think that's why people love you. I think that's why your family loves you, because you're just you. You've never changed. You're always big heart, loving. Will stay till 2 a.m. if anyone in your family has an issue to try to help them with it. You're the most giving. And that's why I married you. So I know, so you had a Maya, which is part of our story, is when we first met, we never left each other's side. We met, so I'll tell part of our story. Do you want to tell it? You should tell it. You should talk. I talk a lot. Honey, when we're having these conversations.
I'm also a good listener, honey. You talk a lot.
I know, but people don't want to just hear me talk. So we met, if you've seen the podcast with my mom met Madi first. And then Madi
fell in love with your mother.
Fell in love with my mom. And then she messaged me on Facebook about Body Beast first. Or I don't know, something I was doing. Food, Ultimate Reset, something. And then we started messaging back and forth. And then I found out she was gay. And I wasn't in a relationship at the time. I was like really just being single. I had just come out of a really hard spot and was just asking for the Lord to heal my heart in that season. And here comes Madi. I had no plans of being with anyone. I wasn't going to move to Amarillo. I was in Houston at the time. Wasn't going to move here. And we had just been talking, texting, mostly messaging. It was Messenger for a long time.
We didn't even voice talk for a while.
And then one day Madi's like, call me. Did you say? Is that what you said?
I said, can you call me?
Can you call me? You were getting a tattoo or something, right?
Yeah.
And then we talked for hours. And then started texting instead of Messenger. I mean, we've looked back at our messengers. It's funny. You've put them in cards. But I know we were both in a broken spot when we met each other.
Yeah.
And then I
was getting out of a horrible relationship.
You were getting a horrible relationship. The person you were with when you had a Maya. Y'all just, we both ended hard. It was just, we were both in hard spots. But, so then I came to Amarillo for like, before my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Was
the
it?
weekend before?
No, it was the weekend of. Because I had come before and then I didn't message you because I was like not ready to meet you. And then, I had come back like a couple weeks before. And we had just started talking. We didn't know each other well enough.
I think you're making that part up.
Am I?
Yes.
It could be a possibility.
I don't remember.
I thought I came down for Rudy's birthday. And that's in August, like earlier.
No, you came down from Houston and we met that day.
So that's why you should talk some. Yeah. Because Mom had to tell my coming out story. My memory's not that good as I thought. Thank you, Apollo.
You had the little aqua shorts on with that tank top. I remember.
Early shirt.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So we met. I came down from Houston. We met. I was too nervous to meet you. So we went on like hey, come hang out with my family. And we all went to like a hookah bar. Canyon had a hookah bar. It was like Mom, me, Cole, and Brian.
Uh-huh. And me. I was the one that was nervous.
Yeah, I was nervous too.
I had to stop at Matt's on the way.
Yeah. Tell us about it. I had to stop at Matt's.
Like, oh my God, how do I look? Give me a drink. I'm so nervous. Do I look okay? Anyways, drove to Canyon. We went to the hookah bar. And then you stayed the night at my mom's because I didn't want you to leave. Yeah.
So, anyways, we never left each other's side. And I was supposed to go back to Houston and get my stuff, and I just never went back because I brought like most of my stuff, but not all of my stuff. And then we never left each other's side.
Constantly
connected, and that was it. But the second day, all that to say, the second day that we hung out, I drove to Amarillo and met you, and then I got in your car to go to your nephew's birthday, I think. And you said, I don't know, I think that's when you talked about Amaya. I feel like that's when. Could be wrong. But you had said, we were talking about Amaya and how when you got pregnant, like you tried, and do you remember what you told me? What you said to God? Like you were like,
oh, yeah. Yeah, when we were trying, I said, God, if this is what you want. What?
No, you just talk a little bit louder, honey.
You know, big lips. They're heavy. And it's Sunday at pretty late.
So what did you say? It's not late.
Time change.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just...
You're so nervous. We have these conversations all the time, honey.
I know. The light's bright. Hurting my contacts.
You have contacts in? I was like, you don't have contacts. You're just not wearing your glasses.
I don't want the glare, okay?
I know, that's why I don't have my own on. You're so nervous.
I'm not. I'm
it's
fine,
cute.
really.
You're not talking. I mean, I know I talk way more than you. This is why we always get in arguments, because I don't shut up. So you said, what did you tell God when you were trying to get pregnant? I don't, you say it. I don't remember. Exactly. Word for word. I'll mess it up.
I don't remember word for word either, but I just pretty much was like, God, if this is what you want, this is what you want.
You said, if this is what you want, I'm okay with it.
Yes,
and if not, I'm okay with it.
Okay. Yes.
Like I accept
Either
your
way,
will.
it's your will. That's what
and that's what you told me. And you got pregnant the first try with Amaya, which is amazing. Obviously, after having Apollo, we know that is amazing.
Not with a man. I didn't have sex with a man. Or
both of our children were through donors.
Just a lot of people get that.
And syringes.
Very confused.
Think turkey baster. Yeah. Because everyone assumes. I assumed, because on your post said she's with baby daddy this weekend. And I was like, oh. You were being sarcastic. I didn't know you were sarcastic at the time. So I was like, no, Mom, she's straight.
Yeah. Baby daddy.
Sarcasm.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's on like your original Facebook pictures that you had like 4 at the time.
I was very new to Facebook.
I know, honey.
I just got one.
You didn't know what Instagram was when we met.
So
I'm just saying you're cute. You didn't care about that stuff.
Yeah,
that's good. That's good. So you said that, though. Mm-hmm. You said, if it's your will, basically, God, I trust you. Either way, it's your will, and I accept it. And when you told me that, in that moment, I was like, I'm going to marry her. that was the kind of faith that I always wanted, that trust you, God, no matter what, love you, God, no matter what. My life is in your hands.
Yeah.
And you surrendered that. And I was like, yep, I'm going to marry her. And I don't think I had met Amaya yet. And then I met Amaya and I was like, going to marry her. Because she was just as funny as could be.
My baby. Yeah.
Little 2.5-year-old bundle of joy.
Yes.
Look at that Cabbage Patch doll.
Now she's 10.
Now she's 10.
Mm-hmm.
Grown up. Because you thought, you accepted that Amaya was all you were going to have once you had her.
Oh,
and then I come along and I'm like, I want to have a kid.
Yeah.
And now we have Apollo.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Blessing.
He's such a
I'm
blessing.
So happy.
You got your girl and your boy.
My girl, my boy.
And I thought I would never have a girl. I thought if I get pregnant 5 times, I will only have boys. And the reason I've never told you this, I don't think.
I think you did.
Did I?
Yeah.
That there was a guy at our church who was married to a woman, but he told my mom that he was gay. I think his wife knew. And he only had girls. He had like 5 girls. And he thought that God did that so that none of, like, if he had a boy, they would be gay. So he only got girls. So I thought the same thing. Like, I heard the story and then I took it as my own. And I was a child. So I thought that I would only have boys. I think I was like 12 when I heard the story, like 13.
Mm-hmm.
And I believed that for myself because I knew I was gay. And I was like, well, then I'm only going to have boys. If I marry a man, which I wanted to do because I didn't want to go to hell, that I would only have boys. And I believe that even when I was out, I still believed that. Like, if I had a girl, she would be gay too. Because that's what that man's, and that's the only gay person I knew of.
Mm-hmm.
And he was in the church. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. The religious spirit of that. And so when you had Amaya, I was like, I get to have a daughter.
Yeah.
Girls.
And I wanted a boy.
Yeah.
When I was pregnant, I was like, oh, I want a boy. Because my first love was my nephew, Jacob. And, oh, God, I fell in love with him. I was like, oh, I want a boy.
Yeah.
And then I got a girl.
Yeah. And she's the girliest thing ever.
Oh, my God. But God knew what he was doing, of course.
Yeah.
He knew I was going to have a boy later on.
The boyest boy of all the boys.
Yeah.
Hear me roar.
Yeah.
Watch me run down the hallway with a steak knife boy.
A ninja, yeah.
Y'all don't even understand this.
Dinosaur.
I know, like, some people aren't, like, gender stereotypes. Like, sorry, just, we're us, and that's who we are. Apollo is all boy. Like, I don't know how I survive every day at home with him.
Yeah.
He's a lot. Both of our children are strong-willed.
Yes.
So are we, because technically we're all firstborns. Paula was my firstborn, and she was your firstborn. So we have a bunch of firstborns in this house, and we're all, huh?
I said, and we're both.
And we're both firstborns. And we're all stubborn and hard-headed.
Oh, y'all are.
Honey, I hate to break it to you, but you are too.
I know.
We're all stubborn.
I can be.
But all that to say, I'm super thankful. We both, that's why I thought I would only have boys. So when I met him, I was like, oh my God, this is perfect. I get to have a girl. But I didn't ever tell you that. Isn't that crazy? I've never talked about that. I don't even think Mom knows that. That was like the secret behind that I will only have boys, is because I thought that if I had a girl, she would be gay. What a lie. Huh. Just breaking all kinds of religious spirits. What has changed for you since coming out? Like, I knew that your cousin told you you were going to go to hell, but obviously you did say your faith has grown tremendously. Mm-hmm. Which even since I've known you, it's grown.
And that's why I fell in love with you, was your faith, and I needed that. I needed someone that could give me that type of life that I wanted.
Yeah.
Someone who was,
Faith was always important to us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I didn't finish our story.
What?
I'm like going all over the place, but I think that's what podcasts are about, right?
Yeah, we are all over the place.
I know, but you're keeping out. So we met, got engaged. I bought a ring like 2 weeks later.
Crazy.
We totally U-hauled it. It's so cliche, but like I didn't want to date anymore. I'd only been out a year when I met you, and you had been out a lot longer. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we said 20 years and 9 years, so you had been out 12 years. And I had dated for a little while. the few
serious
people.
relationships.
Yeah, you had a lot of serious relationships with girls. I had it with guys. I know. I'm sorry. You made a face. It was on video. They saw it. Rewind that. I'm
Shut
just zoom
your
in.
mouth.
Slow-mo face. But I mean, by the time I had met you, it was like I didn't want to date anymore.
Yeah.
I knew I had found the one that, as cheesy as it sounds, had found the one that my heart had been waiting for. And the hard part was that we were both broken when we came into it, but we were tired of searching.
Mm-hmm.
And we had found each other, and then we were married 3 months later. So when people say, how long have you been married and how long did you date or whatever, been together, it's like, same, 7 years.
Yeah.
7.5 years. I don't know how many.
Yeah.
This is year 7. This is year 8. We've been married 7 years.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, so we got married quick.
Yeah.
And then I mean, we talked about our faith being important, but then we started going to more 5 years ago, and I think that saved us.
Oh, absolutely.
I love that I can say, I loved it when we started going there, and I was like, when someone says you shouldn't be married and you shouldn't be gay and all this stuff, I'm like, going to church saved our marriage. Being around straight couples who had really healthy relationships showed me what I wanted more. You know, because there's not like this gay Christian couple that we could ever look up to. There's none. We don't know any. All of our best friends are straight, except for Matt and Tino. All of our married friends. Most of our friends. But just seeing healthy relationships and then being in a church where we were accepted, it grew our faith and it grew us individually to where it healed us. It helped heal those hurt parts, I think, individually and then as a couple, because I was hurtful to you in the beginning.
We made it this long.
Yeah. Thank you, Jesus.
Yes.
See, they can't be gay and love Jesus. He saved our marriage. It's the truth. Yeah. He gave us Apollo and helped us get through that year of trying to have him. It's just, thank God. God is good. I wouldn't want to be with anyone else. Okay, so now I'm going to show you this TikTok video.
Okay.
And then I'm going to talk about it, and then we'll go to the other topic then. Okay, because I haven't shown this to you. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. You got to read it.
Go to church anywhere? Huh?
No.
You don't?
Mm-mm.
Do you guys know how to get to heaven?
Huh? I don't know you guys at all.
I know. I just see you guys. You guys aren't like girlfriends, are you?
No, we're cousins.
Okay, alright. Just cause.
But if it was, it's genuinely no one's business.
Yeah, you're right. But I just want to let you guys know, because they don't teach you young kids anything about God anymore, that it's not the right way to live. So.
Well, if you force it on somebody,
Yeah,
it's not right.
I'm not forcing it, but the truth's got to be out there, because I know they.
I mean, I don't know. You kind of came over here out of like nowhere, and like we have like no clue who you are.
Yeah, I know. God told me to come over to talk to you guys.
Oh.
So.
Okay.
All right, girls. God bless. Jesus saves.
Actually.
I'll add this. Okay, so I'll add this TikTok video in the comments. But I saw this video on TikTok.
Yeah.
And I'll just like set the scene. So there's these. One of them is trans, from just looking at their page. And then the girl that you can't see, they say they're cousins. So this woman comes up to their table, and she's like, "Do y'all know God? Do y'all know how to get to heaven?" And then they're like, "We don't even know you. Like, this is weird." And she's like, "Well, you know, I just see y'all over here, and they don't teach young kids about God anymore. Are y'all girlfriends?" And she's like, "We're cousins." And then she says, "Because that lifestyle is not right. Like, you'll go to hell for it, basically." And she's like, "We don't even know you. You're not going to save anybody by forcing it on them." She's like, "That's what you're doing." She's like, "No, I'm not doing that." She's like, "God told me to come over here."
Yeah.
Like, praise God, we've never had to deal with, I mean, there's one time that we dealt with something similar to that. How would you react? Like, I saw this and I was like, oh my gosh, especially if our children were with us.
I mean, that's
a stranger.
Crazy.
Telling you because your lifestyle, you're going to go to hell. God told me to come over here. I'm like, oh, I know Jesus. Like,
Yeah.
what? This happened this year. I mean, TikTok's new. This
Oh,
happened this
I'm sure it
year
happens all
that
the
people
time.
still do this.
Of course.
How would you respond? How do you think you would respond? What would you do like the show?
Wow. If I'm with my family, of course. I mean,
I would make a
And-
scene. I don't know though.
you get a little bit more crazier than me. And I'm
Ever since I got pregnant,
typically-
I've just gone. You, I think, were the crazy one we met, and then I got pregnant, and I was just over the crap. I was like, nope, I'm sorry, I don't have time for it. So knowing that about myself now, I think I would make a scene and I'd lose it. Like
I wonder who
phones
the
would
kids
be out.
are.
Oh, Amaya's seen me.
with.
Amaya's seen me lose my crap in Walmart when someone told me to put on a mask, and I was finding out that my Theo was dying. Amaya's seen me lose my crap. It's not that I'm worried about that. That's what I'm saying. I think I would make a scene.
Probably would.
I wouldn't be Christ-like. It'd be like lots of cuss words.
Yeah. I don't
And
know.
then I would get emotional. I would make a scene. Then I would start crying because I'd be so angry and I'd be embarrassed. And then I'd just want to beat the crap out of the person. Like, I would go through a whole roller coaster of emotions. I know that about. That's how I am now. I'm trying to be better. I just don't like crap like that.
Yeah.
I think you would be the calm one.
Well, if you're gonna act crazy, then yeah.
Yeah, we both.
I
can
mean,
be
of course,
crazy.
I would be the protector. Someone's gonna get crazy then, but I'm just glad that we haven't got to do it.
We
I
haven't.
have on through work. I've been called.
Oh, people are terrible.
Yeah,
to you at work.
recently. What did I tell you? I got called
The
the
little
other day.
boy. He said something called you like
Faggot.
yeah. Ugh, I hate that
Or-
word.
Yeah.
He said you had a good
Queer.
comeback though. He's like something queer, and you're like you're dressed
So
like
you're the
one.
one. Yeah.
I was proud of you.
Oh, it had me hot, but I've been attacked several times in my
I think
profession.
I think that's why God
And
lets me
it's-
stay home.
Yeah, it's.
I would be in
never-
jail.
I have to, of course, I have to contain myself,
You have,
but
I don't.
I have to.
I know you have to. You have a career.
Yeah.
I think that's why God lets me stay home because I can't. Oh, you let me stay home. Let's be honest.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm
I
saying
just
that-
think I would. I don't. Like, remember, okay, so we'll tell a story. When we were in Florida and I was ginormous pregnant with Apollo, and we had just been at Mom's, like, watching What Would You Do, that show, so many times. And I was, like, watching, I'm like, what would I do in a crazy situation? What would I do? And I'm saying this, and I think, like, if it was us, I might not react the same as I did with this man. But there was a, like, hostess at the resort we were staying in. Like, there was a happy hour, and we had just gotten there. I was ginormous. My feet were swollen. It was big. Flown to Florida. And this little boy wasn't wearing his sandals or his shirt, and it says you have to wear your shoes and your shirt in there, probably so you don't slip on the floor. And the guy who was like the host of there was clearly gay, super well dressed, by the way. And he told the boy again, you got to go outside and you got to put on your shoes and your shirt or whatever. And the dad, this big old redneck looking dude, sloppy, gets up and like points at the guy all pissed off and calls him a faggot or something.
Hmm.
And a whole pregnant wife over here who's never made a scene. I had never made a scene to that point in our marriage. Have I? Stood up and yelled at the guy. And I was like, you're an asshole. And like, as it happened, because it was like, oh my gosh, there's cameras. Like, I was in What Would You Do? But it was real life. There was no cameras. And I just was my heart hurt because the whole time I was talking about how cute that guy was that worked there. And like, oh my God, he's just so nice. And he's so nice. And looks so classy and professional.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been there like an hour. And I like got up and yelled at this man, stranger man. And he's like, said something back to me about that guy being gay. And I'm like, so am I. Like, I was just like lost my crap. But I was just like, this isn't okay to treat people like this. Somebody has to stand up.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's part of like my heart behind this podcast too, is like, I've never liked a bully ever. Even when I was a kid, I was like, this is not okay.
Yeah.
You can't. I mean, this club, here we're going on another rabbit trail. This club was started when I was in 3rd grade. I've told you this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my friend next door went to this school, and I had been homeschooled, and then I started going to the school or something, or I transferred to the school. And these girls who were like the skinny, popular girls or whatever invited me into their club, and I was like, well, if my friend Ashley can come from next door, and they were like, no, she can't come, and she wasn't one of the popular girls, and I was pissed. I was like, this isn't okay. She's my friend, and she's just as cool as y'all, but if you're gonna be like this, you're not cool. And I told, like, I was a narc, but I was like, this isn't okay. I was, because I was like, this isn't okay to exclude her because she doesn't look like you. So that has been in me my whole life. But I think once I became pregnant and the turmoil of trying to get pregnant and how hard it was just like, what? You're going to call this guy a faggot because your son's not following the rules and putting on shoes and he might fall on this pretty marble floor? So I lost my crap. So then thinking back to this, it's like, I don't think it would be very, I don't think I would stand up for it. I think I would defend my family and be like, listen, lady, I'd hope I'd be a little bit more kind.
Yeah.
And to those girls, if you ever see this, we love Jesus and he loves you. Even if you don't have him in your heart, I know he loves you. And that is my truest belief. He's right there. He's always loved you. He's never judged you. That woman does not know the same Jesus I know. And I want to make that very clear, because that is not Christ. That is not Jesus. That is why people leave the church, is that spirit of religion, that spirit of judgmental. I need to tell you you're wrong, which is what Pastor Daryl talked about today. It's just like, no, I'm sorry. Jesus hung out with a prostitute. Jesus hung out with the tax collector. Jesus hung out with all the misfits, not the Pharisees. And that woman's a Pharisee, modern day. Yeah. So anyone who says you're going to hell is being a Pharisee. I don't think the story of the Pharisees is in the Bible by mistake. That is the spirit of Pharisee. Like, I'm the judge. You're going to hell because you're living a lifestyle that I believe is wrong, even though it's loving and it's not damaging anyone. That's a Pharisee. It's a modern day Pharisee. I'm all heated now.
I know.
Sorry. Yeah. So I don't know. I think you would be more common. I'd get all my scriptures that I know.
Well.
And I'd get real.
People deal with that. I'm sure.
I hate it. I hate that people deal with that.
I've had my share of.
I say I haven't. I did when I came out.
But you're also very. I remember, like, we go someplace and, like, you're very standoffish because you don't want people to. You were scared of what people would say.
Yeah, that's what. Oh yeah, because
Yeah.
I know. I say I've never dealt with it. I did deal with it when I was coming out, my job that I had in Houston. And I forget about this because we're so blessed now. We live in Amarillo, where you think it would be harder for us, but we totally walk in God's favor. Yeah. We walk with protection. Like, we're surrounded by it because we haven't had to deal with that. But when I was coming out, my boss would email me all these emails about the 7 scriptures that are all completely taken out of context, and tell me why I was wrong. And I cried every single day.
Yeah, I can't believe
in my apartment. I tell you all
now.
Yeah, I know. And I think that's why now I'm just
you were young too.
Well, I was 24.
Being bullied.
It was my first real job. I loved my boss. I looked to her like a sister. And so it hurt. And I didn't know what to say. And I was like in church, and I loved Jesus. I was reading the Bible every morning at 5. I had a really close relationship with the Lord at the time. So, like, to be hurt, and yeah, I forget this, to be hurt by someone who was like a family member to me, it broke me. And I tell you all the time, I was like, this is why I think I could never get a real job again, is because I can't open myself up to that, to where my lifestyle would be judged. And knowing that you do deal with it still consistently.
Yeah.
No, and you're not even with me when you're dealing with it. You're just at work, and people are jerks. Not to the level that I dealt with it, but it's like, I'll lose my job. I would not still have a job if I was in your position. I, at this point in life, would be like, that's crap. No. And I would either go to jail or get fired. You have to bail me out, because I told my sister today, I have hidden myself too much. I have let people walk over me too much for too long that I'm just like, nope.
Not anymore.
That's not okay.
Yeah.
That's wrong. Jesus loves them.
Yeah. We just want love.
That's all we want. Love and kindness. Respect.
We're both taught that. Respect
Yes.
everyone.
We love Jesus. We have good hearts. We're sinners. We're all sinners. But this isn't what makes us sinners. Love is not a sin.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just went on for a little bit. I got a little heated. But I think that was good. That's how I
You're
am.
very passionate.
I'm very passionate. It drives you nuts sometimes because I just don't know how to shut up.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know how long this has been going. We're like an hour. You get like 45 minutes. So we get like 10 more minutes. Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
Our son isn't awake. He's going to be up late. Lord Jesus.
Yeah.
Time change. So one thing that I had filmed last week was about the spirit of perfection, which is something that God has been just like working on in me lately. And that as a gay person who loves Jesus, like you already feel like you're behind because you have to prove yourself, right? That's something I've believed my whole life. Like, okay, well, now they accept me and I'm gay, but like I have to be perfect. I can't fall short because there's already the gay thing that they don't really know about and they don't really accept in church. And so because of that, the Lord's just been showing me how, like, he's been showing that to me, that I believe that I need to be perfect. And by me being perfect, my life needs to be perfect, which means my children need to be perfect, mostly Amaya because she's older. And I put that on her. And I'm learning that, and I hate it about myself. And even today, when Pastor Dale was talking, he was like, you know, we're not supposed to know the difference between good and evil. And because we're not supposed to be the judge. And he talked about like religion and perfection. And because I grew up Pentecostal and you grew up Catholic, and they're so different to me. I don't understand Catholicism as much. Like through witnessing things, being married to you, like I'm knowing more. But I told you today, and like if my dad hears this, which I don't know, he'll probably never listen to this, but while Pastor Darrell was talking, I remembered, and I have the most loving parents, don't get me wrong, but I grew up very like Christ-centered home, Holy Spirit, everything, but there was some crazy religious stuff that happened. And I remember today in church that my dad's dad, who was a carpenter, also had made this cross, and he gave it to us. I don't know if Blake and them got one, but like my cousins. But Dad put the cross in the back. It was and Papa made it for this reason, I'm pretty sure. Like, I hope I'm not making this up, but I remember this vividly. You know, it's like a vivid dream.
Yeah.
You know, I have those, so.
Yes.
But I'm almost positive this is real life. Lord, I think it is. Apparently.
I'm calling Dad after this.
He made this cross, and Dad put it at the back of the yard. We had a huge yard. Not quite as big as ours. It was pretty freaking big. And when I got in trouble a lot, and I'm not mad about it, but we had strict parents. But when I would do something bad and sin, it was a sin, right? I'm disrespectful. It was a sin. And it was I had to be a perfect kid. I was the oldest. If they messed up, it was my fault. Sometimes the plans I had that me and Brian did, I did come up with the plans, so those were my faults. But that was when we were like 5. So I was like probably 9 because we lived in this house till I was 9. So I was like Amaya's age. So 8, 9. If I did something bad, I had to write it down on a piece of paper, like my sin, walk out to the back of the yard, put it on the nail in the middle of the cross, and pray and give it to Jesus. And I think it was meant to be like repent. I don't know what it was, but I was thinking about that today, and I'm like, my goodness, that is why I'm so hard on my daughter, which I knew a lot of that came from how my dad parented me. We argued a lot because we're very much alike. I'm learning that as an adult. But God has been calling out this spirit of perfection in me for a while. And I've been telling you about that. And I've been praying about that because I don't want Amaya to ever hate me or resent me. And I know we're at that age where it's like, it's going to happen if I don't change and I don't ease up. But I think just God showing me that today was like, whoa, I forgot about that. I forgot how much religion was put into parenting and being a good child. And our daughter's amazing. I've never not thought she was amazing. She is sassy like any other 10-year-old. She's quick. She's always been quick with her words. She's your child. Like, you're quick with words. Apollo's 2 and he's quick with words. You know what I mean? Like, she's a great kid. But she's strong-willed, which is good. I don't want to break that. And because my dad believed this as a parent, like, I had to be respectful and I had to be this. And I'm now doing that to her and I hate it. And I think I know I'm not the only parent who does this. I think you sacrifice so much at work, but like, you're the parent that comes home and I'm the parent that's home all day. And I choose that. That's my choice. I could send her to school and put him in daycare and get a job. But that's not what I want to do. You know what I mean? Clearly, we have established that I don't want a real job. But I do. I've always wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. My whole life, I wanted to be that. My mom was that. I think I'm like, well, how did you do it for 4? Yeah, you said you could never do it.
No.
They're a lot of energy. We're at 2 ages right now, 10 and 2, where they are figuring things out. 2-year-olds are testing boundaries, 10-year-olds testing other boundaries, and it's a lot. Yeah. But I know I'm not the only parent or person. You don't even have to be a parent to walk in this spirit of perfection, which is a lie. Jesus was the only one that could ever be perfect. And I was never meant to be perfect, and neither are my kids. And so here we are, and we had church today, and I was just like, okay, God, then just like you showed me what it meant that you made me gay, like, show me what it means to be a parent who, one, gives my child a longer rope to be herself, especially right now. I want that so bad because I know this is an important age. 10's an important age. That's like when I started figuring out who I was.
Yeah, for sure.
As a gay person, I started figuring that out and hating myself. Like, I want her to be safe to come to us. I know I 100% do not believe she's gay. I don't think that about her. I've never thought that. When a boy walks in the room, she straightens up. It's like weird to me, but that's our girl. And I know, I walk with this perfection. And also that if something's wrong, it's my fault. Something I do. Like, if you have a face on, you get home from a hard day, I'm like, oh my God, what did I do? What did I do? And then you're like, you didn't do it. You're nothing. I'm fine. Give me a minute.
Will you just talk to me? I know I did something.
Yeah. I think everything's my fault. And that comes from childhood.
Unless it really is, and you're like, no.
If it really is my fault. I know when it's really my fault. I do know when I've pissed you off.
Oh, yeah.
And I've done something. I know that. But then when you're just in a mood because you've had a hard day or something's happened that you haven't told me about yet, I assume that I've done something.
So I get real quiet.
And I end up causing a fight.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, what did I do? Will you just tell me what I did? Why won't you talk to me? And I don't shut up. Like, obviously, we've established that I talk more than you. And I start a fight. Every time. What is wrong with me? Thank you for loving me. Thanks. You're sweet. I think that's something, like, I know we all carry, even like comparing, like, with social media. That's why Amaya has a flip phone. I'm like, you do not need social media. I don't need social media, even though, hello, I'm talking to put this on social media, but it can be a good thing, but it can also be a bad thing. Yeah. And as a mom or as a woman, especially, I know men do this too. The comparison game, where it's like, oh, that mom has it all together. Their dishes are surely full in the sink, but that corner where they're taking that picture is clean most of the time. It's not real life. And if it is real life, they probably have a nanny and a maid. So we need to stop comparing ourselves. Like, if goals, I would love to have a nanny and a maid. I tell you that all the time. So when I start making money, that's the top of my list. No, not really. I don't want a nanny. But I would like a maid. Like, once every 2 weeks, just come deep clean the house for you. Because you like it really clean. I'm not that good of a cleaner. I'm getting better. You are. Thanks.
7 years.
7 years. You were clean and I was messy. And you taught me to be clean. I'm still not as clean as you. I'm more organized than you.
Definitely.
But you're like, I've cleaned the bathroom before, and you came back and cleaned it after me. And I said, I will never scrub a shower again. I worked so hard. Apparently, I'm not a good cleaner. That's okay. That's why I want a maid.
Yeah. You don't know what my employees probably say about me. So
I could never work for you.
really?
You're a hard boss. I mean, you call... Okay, I say this with love.
I have a heart.
You're like... Well, no. Okay, you have high standards. But you do it because you want them to succeed. You don't let them be lazy.
Oh,
Which is a good thing.
Yeah.
You know, you call me to a higher standard. As a, like, this.
Yeah.
You pushed me to do it. I mean, we worked on this all week.
Mm-hmm.
You know? All week. I'm sore. I'm so sore from this wall. But you will need to a higher standard. I know I couldn't work with you. I couldn't work for you.
You can't work for anyone, honey. You're staying home.
Stay home. I'm my own boss. No. I would like to work with you one day from home, but like I don't know. We'd have to find that balance. We'll get there when we're ready. We're not ready for that. Maybe in like a couple years.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be too long.
Yeah.
But we got goals. We got plans.
Yes, for sure.
Yes. So I think we should wrap it up. I'm freezing. It's really cold in this basement. This is our basement.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for doing this with me.
Yeah.
Thanks for supporting me.
Of course. I love you.
I love you. I believe in you. You're the best.
Thanks.
Yeah. Thank y'all so much for listening to me ramble mostly. And
yeah, we'll do a better one on the second. I'll do a better job.
thanks for being patient with my cute wife. You did good. You didn't do bad. We got through it.
Okay.
Thanks so much for listening. Thank you for y'all support, for your comments, your likes, everything. Keep staying in touch and let us know more things that you want to hear about with Madi. Yeah, we're gonna keep putting out podcasts, and Madi will be on more. So I'm excited for this episode. Until next week.
All right.
Hey guys, thanks for listening to my mom's podcast. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on the notifications, and give this video a big thumbs up. Also, thanks for your comments and your feedback. Hey guys, thanks. Hey guys, thanks for listening to my podcast. Oh gosh.
Right now it's in. I think it's like right here.
When you look that?
I don't know. I can't make sure I'm recording.
So you tell them and ask them.
It's the camera.
Yeah. It is? It looks that?
No, your knee looks fine.